Magu Zian Sho, divine marijuana brings immortality. Greetings, sisters and brothers. First, libation. See, once the ancestors leave this, what you all believe is physical realm, they understand the plants and the birds and the bees and all that good stuff. So, bam, they overstand what this herb is in their afterlife, in their life afterlife. So, libations are to the ancestors. Still using butane, and soon I will find another way to light my herb, not weed. So, you want to learn my Kung Fu? Well, first you have to learn some music. Okay, that's enough. So, humma. What is this music? It sounds Chinese. That's because it's Chinese. But if you look down below, if you're looking at me on YouTube, you will see the name of this channel is Per Netter Kemet / I-Ching Dao. So for the last 10 videos, 13, whatever, the last videos that I just did was on the Per Netter Kemet side, talking about the Paut Netaru, the tree of life. This side, I-Ching Dao temple, is about the Tao. Why are there two sides to the temple? Well, this side, the I-Ching Tao, is actually kind of first because the Tao stuff is about developing your body. It's spiritual to a degree, but in this temple, church, we practice what develops your physical body. So the first thing is breathing. So we have what's called Qi Gong or Kui Gong, breathing exercises. That if you don't do anything else, if you learn breathing, you will feel you will feel the power. You can talk all day long and do all that, but when you just do breathing, not me doing it for you, you do breathing for you. Get my video. You do the breathing exercise on my video once, you're gonna feel it right after you finish. Now, if you're really healthy already, you might not feel it so great, but if you're not so healthy, you're gonna be like, oh shit. Well, don't say shit in the chat. Anyway, so the music here that I was playing is the Shanghai Chinese traditional orchestra, a big ass band, and they're playing I-Ching. They spelling it here I-Ching, Y-I, whereas you see my temple says, which y'all will call I-Ching temple. But this is music for the I-Ching, which my temple is based on, and what this video is about. The I-Ching. Now, oh man, there's so much stuff. Because I know people be like, what is this dude talking about GungFu and I-Ching and he's smoking marijuana? Well, you have not done any studies on the I-Ching, have you? You do not know that the original people that probably looked a lot like me, like, even if I didn't smoke, this is my real eyes, Chinese eyes. In China, native to China.
If you don't feel young as you used to, or you have been struggling for a while...
Of course I don't feel young as I used to. I'm not young as I used to. Anyway, people that probably look like me in China, called the Shang Dynasty, Afro-Asiatics. This is the dynasty that developed to a high degree the I-Ching. So if you're not familiar with the I-Ching, that's a whole nother video, but it's used for a lot of things. But for the most part, is used as an oracle in a higher sense. In other words, if you need some advice about your marriage and and you want to know what the universe is talking about, you go to the I-Ching. Now, there are different translations of that book, just like the Bible. There's different translations. Now, the difference with the I-Ching and the Bible is that words, English, especially Low German, this is Low German, you can interpret all these different words different ways, but in the I-Ching, once you understand, understand, and overstand the hexagrams, the 6 lines, they're called hexagrams. You don't need words because they are symbols. But as opposed to the, the comedic symbols, they're like binary codes. So I really didn't want to get into all that. I wanted to talk about my new discovery because I developed a Kung Fu system, and we call it GungFu because my teacher was Cantonese like Bruce Lee, and in Cantonese you would say GungFu. So I based it on the idea of Jeet Kune Do, of Bruce Lee, and my street knowledge of Jailhouse Rock, which they call 52. So I just wanted to make a simple system where you learn how to defend yourself, pretty quickly, like in boxing, because in Tai Chi it takes you years to learn how to really defend yourself. I mean, it's good for health, the way it's being taught right now. My teacher is a martial artist, so that's a whole other thing. So I just wanted to make a quick system where you can, like, kick some ass and defend yourself. But then I took the Tai Chi and expanded it to include the I-Ching, and it just kept growing and growing and growing. And so now what I wanted to bring out 20 years ago is now 20 years later, and I'm still discovering things. Now, I discovered a few years back, I found a photograph of a picture of, showing how you need 64 codons to create your DNA. So that, and it shows on this picture how, that goes exactly mathematically with how the hexagrams in the I-Ching are created. But a week or two ago, I found out that there's a few people with books. I just found this out. I had the picture on the wall. I showed it. I got videos where I showed the picture, so I'm not a scientist. I'm not a microbiologist and all that type of stuff. I just like information. Look, it keeps getting bigger and bigger. Now, what this is my I-Ching book. I use this book, Ra'u Nefa Aramen, because what I just talked about in the last few videos was the Pawut Netarud, the Tree of Life, and this is the brother that wrote those books. But he also teaches the Taoist stuff with the Kemetic or ancient Egyptian stuff. And I was putting them together before I knew about him doing that. He teaches Qigong and all that too. But this book connects directly into, the other stuff. So that's why it's Neta Kemet, because his Metu Neta stuff takes us into the spiritual side, and the Taoist stuff gets your physical body ready. Because now we're talking about real power. I just deal with electromagnetic energy. You'll call it life force, spirit, raw, chi, ki, prana, right? Now, if you start doing exercise and your nervous system and your inner stuff is not strong, like you're a light bulb and too much energy go to the light bulb and that little filament thing like breaks that little wire, well, you're in your brain and nervous system is those little wires all over the place. And if you just start doing exercise, hamada, and I'll show you some shit where you start drawing in real energy. I'm not talking about, we floating out in the universe type stuff. drawing, pulling in energy into your body. Just think electromagnetic energy from the sun. Suddenly we absorbing it with our melanin all the time, but all of a sudden now you're taking 100 times more. You will burn your, you'll be like, and I think that's some people, you ever seen them, that thing where people be like, what they call that, instantaneous combustion, where they just blow the fuck up and burn through the floor. So we practice this physical stuff, the Taoist stuff, because I am not I'm a priest of Tao, but I don't teach Tao necessarily for spiritual purposes. I'm a brown man, so I teach what is in my culture. I don't pray to Chinese gods. I don't, believe that the herb that I smoke is a god. I don't believe that. I do my research and know that that is a special plant. I'm way over my 12 minutes, but I'll leave you this out of your Bible. It is not written. Is it not written? Done messed up my preacher thing. But anyway, in Ezekiel, just look it up for yourself. Ezekiel 34:29. Look it up. I will raise, this is God talking, not Jesus, not Moses, not Abraham, God. I will raise up for them a plant of renown, and there shall be no more hunger in the land. And they shall not bear the shame of the heathen anymore. Now, I don't need to believe in the Bible to see, because I've studied about this plant, to see what this plant is about. Oh, it's so much stuff. Okay, I'm out. Where's the button? There you go.